What's up, y'all? What's going on with everybody? How y'all doing? I wanted to pop in and do a video for y'all real quick. I'm gonna do a story time this go round. But first things first, thank y'all so much for tuning into my haves and have nots recap I put up the other night. I wasn't expecting that at all. So I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Who tuned in. Thank y'all so much. That's first. Second, before we do the story time, I want to offer my condolences to Rox over at Fort's Rocks. I was watching a video of hers today, and she mentioned that her Uncle Joe passed away. So I could tell, she was really sad about his passing, and I just wanted to offer my condolences to Rox. I watch Rox faithfully. I love Rox, and I can't wait till Power comes back to see her review Power. I love Rox. So my condolences, Rox, if you ever come across this video. My condolences to you on your Uncle Joe's passing. And congratulations is due for Janet Jackson. She and her husband had their baby boy a couple of days ago, and so wanted to say congratulations to her and her husband on their baby. And then excuse me, one last thing before we get into the story time. Has anybody seen the video of the people? I don't remember exactly where it happened, but the group of men that were beating up the developmentally disabled man, and yelling at him and talking about some Trump and Donald Trump, and just a real nasty video. I didn't see the whole video because it nearly brought tears to my eyes. Like, of course, stuff in the media, the media is always going to put a spin on stuff regardless, but the fact still remains that it was footage, like camera phone footage of this man, this developmentally disabled man, being beaten, and from what I understand, they were holding him hostage or something. And I'm like, come on, y'all. We have got to do better. We're doing exactly what they want us to do, which is fall for this psychological manipulating bull crap. Letting all of this rhetoric around Donald Trump and rhetoric around Hillary Clinton, just all this political rhetoric, we're falling right into those traps. And it's all right to, whatever your political views or whatever it is, that's cool. But we cannot continue like this. What? Why would anybody want to take it so far as to physically harm another person because of something that we really have no control over? Yeah, democracy, whatever, but democracy or not, we as American citizens, we don't have no say. Yeah, we vote, but the point is that we should not be letting all of this political BS take us to these dark places like this. You know, I could barely watch it because it's so sad. You know, excuse me, it's so sad, and we just continue to perpetuate this bullshit. It's just so sad. Come on, y'all. Can we please just do better? So anyway, on another note, let's anyway. All right. So story time. All right, so let's get into the story time. So this happened not too long ago, right? So I told y'all in a previous video that I ride the train. And when you ride the train, you just have to mentally prepare yourself anyway, kind of like, because of course it's different than public transportation is completely different than you privately driving yourself in your own car. You just don't have to deal with the same stuff. So anyway, I ride the train, and one evening, this happened very recently, right before the holidays. I'm on a train on my way home from work, and um, I heard first, I heard the emergency pass through door open, and I look up and I see it's this, young guy or whatever coming through the emergency doors. Now, usually, whenever you see somebody coming through them emergency doors, you already know it's just gonna be something stupid, because, they emergency doors, and this dude was just using them to pass, clearly just to pass from one car to the next. So he passes into my car, and I'm sitting there, and I look up and I recognized him. I thought I recognized him, but I was like, whatever, it don't matter whether I recognize him or not. So he sits down, on the opposite side, and next thing I know, like, I'm looking straight ahead, right? I'm looking straight ahead. He's sitting on the other side. And the whole time, for them few minutes, I could feel him looking at me. But I'm trying not to make eye contact, right? I'm just, like, straight ahead. So, he's like, excuse me. I was like, here we go. So, I look over at him. And he like, what's your name? And I just was staring at him, because I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe if I don't say nothing, he might think I don't know, something wrong with me or something, and he'd just leave me alone, but he didn't. So I mentioned my name or whatever. He like, oh, that's a pretty name or whatever. And he's still trying to make conversation with me, but keep in mind, we on a loud train, so all the noise of the train, other people on the train having their little conversation, I could barely hear them. So when I said to him, I was like, as he was still rambling, talking, I'm getting irritated, but I'm trying not to be rude to him, because people crazy, and I'm just really just not even, I'm just like, I just, say something to him or whatever, and he'll go on about his business. So he's steady rambling, and as he's rambling, I'm like, I really can't hear you. I can't hear you over the train. And I'm thinking, again, he just gonna go ahead on about his business. This fool gets up from his side of the train and comes over and sits on my side, right in front of me. I said, oh, shit. So he again commences to rapping. Rap-A-Lot Mafia. And I'm just not here for it, because I'm trying to get home. It's right before the holidays. I'm in this mind state where I'm like, I just want to go home and, start my holiday vacation. I'm just trying to go home and chill out. I don't want to talk to nobody, none of that. So he rapping, and as he's talking, again, he's mumble mouth, mumbling, and still the train loud, other people talking, and all I could make out from what he was saying, I heard formaldehyde, dipper, that dipper. And then I heard him say something about some boat, right? So I'm like, oh, hell no, this shit is just totally just not even, no, right? So he says this about the 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 dipper, the boat, and the formaldehyde. And then he I happened to make something out of what he said. He said towards the end, he said something like, "What you can't be no more than 25 or so, something like that. You can't be no more than what you like 25." No, I'm not 25. I'm far from 25. And he like, oh yeah, well, I'm 25. Yeah, I'm 25, and commences the mumbling, and again I'm like, no, I'm not 25. And then he says well, nah, you ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to me. You ain't gotta lie. And I I was just like, again, I'm not trying to be Bob. I'm like, I'm not lying. You know, who are you? Who are you? Why would I sit up on this train and lie to you like I got something to prove? And so then, right, um, so after I guess he gets over this age hurdle or whatever, um, he says to me, he says, so yeah, where you stay at? And I'm like, what the fuck? What's done got into these children nowadays? This little boy approaching me. What's your name? Where you stay? How old are you? Like, this ain't you. This ain't how you do it. This ain't how you do it, little boy. It's just not how you do it. So then, I'm like, I'm not gonna. I don't live around here. I don't live here. I'm here for the holidays to visit my family. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And of course, you know what's coming next. He want that 7779311, right? He want that number. So he's like, so you think I could call you sometime? I was like, no, sir. So then he was like, oh, would you like girls? Oh my God. I just laughed. Cause at that point it's like, what else can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, where the hell did that come from? So okay, so now I have to like girls because I don't want to get, because I'm not going to give you my phone number. Like, how long ago was that when, people was actually approaching you, asking you for your number? You know what I'm saying? That was really high school days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me and I'm just that far removed from this whole mingling type of situation, meeting, dating type of situation. But I mean, if I am, then okay. But I know for a fact this ain't how that shit's supposed to go. So anyway, I'm laughing his ass out, because I'm like, you're a child. So then, after he says, oh, what you like, girls? I'm like, man, whatever. So, as he gets up, he's like, well, you have a good night. You have a good night or whatever, right? And again, remember back earlier I had said he looked familiar, right? Keep that in mind. So then, he goes on off about his business, and at this particular time, I'm where the train is approaching my stop. So by the time he walks off, it's time for me to get off. So he goes on about his business and I go on about my business. We both got off the train at the same time, right? And as I'm going down the stairs to exit the train station, I happen to look back up and this fool done walked from the car we were in to the next car that was in front. And as he gets on that car, I see him. It's another young lady on the train, sitting, chilling by herself, minding her business. Matter of fact, she even had earbuds in. I saw she had earbuds in. And he gets on the car that she's on, hops on there, approaches her, sits down, and does the lean in, just like how he did when he got up and sat in front of me. I'm thinking to myself, this old pandering for pussy ass. And back to me remembering him looking familiar. So what happened is as I saw him go sit on the car with the other girl and begin Rap-A-Lot Mafia with her, I remembered that like a few weeks prior to this incident, this same little ass boy got on the train the same way. Like the same, he came through the emergency door, and when he came through the emergency door, I looked up and I saw him coming towards me, and he sat down across from me, and he says to me, he says, yeah, you can you spare me a couple dollars or whatever, can you spare me a couple dollars? Nigga just got out, not too long ago, and it's just hard out here. What? Okay. Like, once that registered in my mind that this was this same little boy, I was just like, man, I guess it ain't no hope for the youth. And the truth is, it ain't no hope for the future. And then they wonder why we crazy, Anyway, that was my little Pac reference. I love me some Tupac Shakur. I swear I do. I miss him something terrible. So anyway, that was the story. Real quick, whatever. It ain't nothing major, But for some reason, that story is just sticking with me because I'm like, I don't know what's up with these little kids, And I mean, of course, if he was actually 25, that's a grown man. But these children, whoo Lord, these children. I'm just saying. So anyway, I hope I just hope I don't run into him again, because if I kept my cool, or whatever, because again, I ain't want to be bothered, but if I run into him again and he happens to want to try to wrap me up, I'm gonna have to say something to him. Like, look, can you find another line to ride and do this on? Because I mean, you wearing it out. Like, it's just too much. So yeah, y'all. If y'all, anybody had any experiences similar to that, or want to share anything or whatever, yeah, leave it down in the comments. I'm glad to chop it up with y'all. I love doing it. So share your experiences with me, and they will be well received. I love y'all. I love y'all. But real quick before I go, let me show y'all this real quick. Look at this purse, right? I hope y'all can see the true color of it. It's like it's a bubblegum pink Betty Page purse, like patent leather, and it's got the clasp closure, and look at the inside. It's got the two interior pockets, and it's just, it's actually big, if you could see that. It's real big on the inside. It's got this zipper pocket right here. I just wanted to show y'all this because I absolutely love this purse. This purse came from Unique Vintage. I mentioned Unique Vintage. Been a long day. Unique Vintage. I mentioned that website in a previous video. But that's where the purse came from. And so I don't know if that purse is still available on the site, but I'm thinking maybe if you Google Betty Page pink patent leather purse or something like that, you might still be able to find it. If I can still find it on the website, I'll link it below. But again, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into my have and have nots recap. And I'm looking forward to continuing doing those reviews. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Everybody have a good night, and remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want more of me. More of me. Yeah, so good night, y'all. I love y'all.